Okay, let's begin our course for today. Okay, let me turn off the light a little bit. So you guys could see better with the projection. Yeah, okay. Okay, last week we talked about shape blender tool, okay? So let's open up a new file. For example, here I probably want a floor for my likings. Not something particular, but just something a default aspect that I like to use. Okay, so we have here. Oh, I have to push record to have everything recorded. Let me make sure of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last week we talked about a little bit of a review, like we know everything about the selection tool, the direct selection tool, the magic warp. Not much about the magic warp, but it's actually pretty simple. It works just like if you have any experiences with Photoshop, it's just sort of works just like the selection tool. Instead, if you have like two shapes in the same value, which, for example, here I have a red fill and a black stroke, the borders. Okay, if I always remember, click on your Option or your Alt key on the keyboard to make a duplicate. Okay, yeah. So if I use the magic wand, okay, if I use that, I could select both of these because it has the same value in terms of the fill color and the outer border, which is the stroke. You could select these items at the same time, just in case that, like, sometimes when your image gets too complicated, you'll have like probably like 50 or something like that, and then you'll have like a whole bunch of other elements. But you just want to, for example, if you have a back pattern of some sort, it's always good that if you use this a magic wand tool, you could select the same item at once instead of selecting the getting the bother of using the direct selection tool and hold down the shift key to make multi selections. Okay, make things easier for you. Just use the wand tool and you select everything at once, but you still have to go back to the selection tool in order to do any movements or do any transformations. Okay, so it's just a good selection tool. Okay, I think I missed that, so it's just a additional information for you guys to help you guys. Yeah, so that's what tool for you. And this one, it's pretty simple. Okay, you see this lasso tool. Okay, this lasso tool can select like an item when you're dragging through a specific item, or rather, because notice that the arrow inside the lasso tool is white. That means it serves as the function same as the direct selection tool. Okay, which, like, just in case that you're not able to select a specific anchor point, of course, you could always drag and select that anchor point. But sometimes when your anchor points are too sort of like in the way. For example, you might have a situation that you have an anchor point right between a specific like this. Let me zoom in a little bit to let you guys see better. This is when you need the lasso tool. Okay, so you want to select your lasso tool. You want to drag down on that specific anchor point. Leave the one on the lower edge, the lower right edge out, and then I hope I didn't select that. Yeah, I did. You want to miss that, and you want to probably select some of the anchor points that you need instead of the ones that you don't need, or you get the idea. So just in case you want to select something that is like hard to dive into click, you probably want to use that lasso tool to select that specific anchor point. You get the idea. Okay, so sometimes it's I don't normally use this a lot. Sometimes I do, but yeah, just in case you need it, it's there. Okay. Sorry about my throat. It's like too much air conditioning or some sort. Oops. Oops. Hold on a minute. There's something on my the broadcast still going on. Oh, oops, I have to record this, so that's what I figured. Yeah. Okay. And now, so that's a couple of ways you could select objects. Also, the pen tool, the curvature tool. We talked about that, so I won't go into detail. So that's most about selection. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about our type tool. Okay, so it's plain and simple. You click on the T, which means type. Once you click that, notice that there's some kind of big noise going on. Okay? Hold on a minute. Probably spoke to the speaker. Yeah, you can still hear me, so that's good. Okay, you want to click on that T, which means type, and then you click at your artboard. It'll come up with a Lormism type of a. This is just a reminder. Don't worry about the content. It's just a reminder of that there's a text going on. So just type in anything. For example, I type in my name, Paul, in case you guys don't know my name. Okay, so that's my name, okay? Yeah, once you type on that, it's pretty small. So notice on the properties panel, well, if you have an older version, it's not necessarily there, but it's probably up on top. So, or if you could go to rather Windows, it won't be type, it will be character, but sometimes character it doesn't. You won't be able to find it because it's not at this proper place. Okay, it's at a strange place called type. Okay, so you want to go into type, so you could like there's a couple of ways you could change your font. You could go to type and then go to this type of this font area. They'll give a list of font in your a whole list of font in your computer, because I have a whole lot of fonts, so probably more than the computers here, because I work with all these specific type of fonts. So yeah, you might not have so much font going on. So but use what you have. Okay. Yeah. In case you need any fonts, you could just download from the internet. Or if you have a Adobe ID, you could use a Adobe font, which you could like, there's a list you could select if you find any font interesting. So I'm looking for the, I'm actually looking for the panel in which you could change the font, change the character. Okay, so actually you're supposed to look for the character that's not there on the Windows. So you have to type in and look. Oh yeah, it's in type. Okay, rather you go to Windows, you go down under type, and then there's a character tag you have to click in order to show the character panel. Okay, all these control your the type of font, the size of her font, the transformation of your fonts. All these are here. Okay, but some of you, I probably forgot to mention, there's always a hamburger icon. There's 3 lines on the side on some of the most, you can say mostly all of the panels. Okay, some you might just show less functionalities. That's because for most of the fonts in most of the panels in Illustrator, there's this icon on the panel on the right upper side. There's this hamburger panel. You have to push down, and it shows show options. You have to click on that in order to show more functionalities. Okay, but that's the way you want to review. In case that some of the functionalities that I talked about is not there, it's probably hidden because you haven't like show everything. Because sometimes the probably the designers of or rather the engineers of Adobe Illustrator, they don't want to confuse you with too complicated panels when you're starting out as a beginner. Okay, so they hide something. Or you could work your fonts on the characters panel, or rather on top right here it says type. Okay, that's the same as properties. You can also go to properties in case you don't want to have another panel hovering up on your artboard to take up your viewing space. Yeah, so let's work with that character panel. Okay, so of course I could like click on that. On default, at least on my computer, it says Marionette Pro. That's the default font, but that's not something that I want. I would probably go for something else, maybe a Arial or something, Arial Black, to make my font more visually appealing. Okay, that's the case. Okay, so default might probably be 12 PT, depending on your settings, because I use before you like begin your artboard, you can select whether your units are in pixels or in metric or in inches, depending on you. Okay, for now we work with PT, so it doesn't matter which setup you have. So I want to enlarge this a little bit. So the bigger the number you pick, the larger your font will be. Okay, so let's for you guys to view on the projector. So I have a 72. Okay, so once you have that font dialed in, okay, so that's there's a couple of things you could do with it. Okay, basically you can see like a couple of like white squares on the side. You can like make simple transformations. For example, you could squeeze it. Okay, and then to undo for your reminder, but just edit, undo, or Control or Command Z or Z. Okay, to go and undo. Or you could always like resize it, hold down Shift, and then on the side to scale it. Okay, on the aspect ratio, and yeah, so that's probably ways you could do resizing. You could dial in the numbers, or Even though it says like 72, you can always dial in a larger number, for example, 150. So that is just a default value, okay? It, the 72 is just a default value. You can always like dial any numbers that you please. Okay, depending on the resolution of your, if you're doing a printout or something, or your design needs a bigger type of a font. Okay. So this is really not really sounding good. This buzzing noise, but yeah, let's see. I'll continue. I'll see how I fix it when we have a break. Yeah, so that's your font. You could change like a couple of stuff. Okay, so there are a couple as we go down each at the top at the titles. I'll let you see what the rest does. Okay, for this area type tool, okay, when you're dealing with a printout or something, maybe you're doing a brochure for something, or a printout of maybe a website or something. Okay, once I click that, but nothing really happens. It'll have a warning saying you must click on a non-compound or non-mask path to create text inside the path. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, in order to do that, you need a shape. Okay, for example, here I make out a rectangular shape. Okay, just for example. Okay, once I made out this shape, okay, then I go in and click on this area type tool. Okay, once I select that, and I could maybe, you want to click on the borders. Okay, not within the field. Field doesn't work, so you have to go to the border. This is pretty tricky, so you have to remember this. Okay, you go on the path, click on the path. Okay, a word or something will pop up, and then you can paste in whatever paragraph or message you have going on. Okay, I'm just typing all over the place. You don't see it because it's like because it's the fonts are too big. Okay, anything outside of the box you can't see. Okay, but notice that there's a red plus icon on the bottom of the square. Okay, what does that mean? That means that even though you have context within the box, but it's not able to show everything because the box is just this size that you dragged out. So you can drag and pull, okay, to have the rest of your content like out of the box. I want to enlarge the box, or rather, you want to click on the box and choose a smaller font. Okay, for example, over here, maybe a 24. Okay, so notice that the plus sign is gone because everything, all the contexts are within the box. So this is very handy to do layouts. Okay, if you're a designer, you're designing something, you have a box, you use that type, what's the name of it? The area type tool. You could go in that shape and make paragraphs or sentences and make some align with like your, rather like if you're doing, for example, if this is a image of some sort, you could align it with your image and then do some text to image alignment. Okay, so this is pretty handy to use. Okay, so you wouldn't worry if your context is not within this text area. You would do a transformation. Okay, and then if all your context is within that type area. Okay, so everything would like arrange according to the size of the box, or rather any shape. Okay, for example, I'm doing a shape instead of the box. For example, I have this star shape. Okay, star tool. Okay, this could also fit as a shape for your text box. Okay, I want to copy that content, whatever it is, and use that area type tool. Okay, but be sure to always select on the on your item before you click anything. Okay, yeah. So I want to select on that type. What's the name of it again? Okay, the area type tool. Click on that border and your text is in. Okay, so your text could be in any shape. Okay, I mean the area of your text, which could fit into your any design that you desire. Okay, so that's the area type tool for you. Okay, and because it's a vector box, so you could use the direct selection tool to manipulate with any part of the anchor points. For example, over here from this star over here, I probably want this edge to like cut in on your, on your shape. Your context will adjust accordingly. Okay, so sometimes you're doing probably a kid's book or something. You want the context to like float like beside the a specific image. This is the way to do it. Okay. Okay, let me adjust the buzzing noise a minute because it's like getting, it's getting in the way. Okay, okay, that sounds pretty good. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so as for now, so if I want to like for example, like have some context, if I'm making a book or something, rather a DM or something, I would always use this area type tool. Okay, just in case that my workflow will always be, I'll make probably a box, okay, and then go into this area type tool, click on it, and then paste all the context within that box, and then make adjustments. For example, this box I might want to have another font, maybe a. It's always nice. Okay, if this Gill Sand is pretty good, so I use this one. But sometimes you think that the line between each the spacing between each line, it's like a little bit too squeezy. So you could always like go to this area right there. Let's work a little bit on these numbers, right? Dial in this number to see how each does. The first one is the size of the font, and then I just quickly go through these, so I wouldn't waste too much time on it. And the one on the right, let's go from left to right, okay? This one actually, if you dial in, it changes the space between each line. Yeah, if you want to like really dive in, if you have too much like thing going on, probably it's always nice to like leave some space to. It's like for people like better to read. Yeah, and then this third one, some might not work because you have to like deal with like some specific. Some I really won't go through because like it's not really like you like we don't need to really use it normally. So this one I won't go through yet, and this one this VA with a like a white underneath. Like if you dial in that, it'll make your lines like more separated. your words more separated. In case you want to squeeze any words, something like that, you want to like dial in, or you want to go like maybe overlap your fonts, or maybe like widen the spaces between each letters. You could do that. And normally I don't deal with the this one. The name of this is set the current between the two characters. Yeah, you really have to dive in and change that. Like I really have to. Okay, I use this one, for example, this P and this A and U. This VA you want to dial in, and they'll like try to like separate or get space, or rather like squeeze in the space in between each specific font letters. Yeah, so that's the sentence. This is the whole line. And then this one is okay, this is sort of a transformation. It squeezes the font. I don't really use this often. And this one widens the your font. Okay, the default should be like 100%. Okay, and then this one, just in case that sometimes when you're dealing with like math or something like that, you probably want sometimes you want a square of some sort, maybe a for example, I type in this CD-ROM, okay, and then 2 at the back, but it's not actually 2, it's a square. So so you want to dial down on that font smaller, and then use this tool over here. It says, okay, the name of it is set the baseline shift. Okay, so you want to like go dial that number up, okay, in order to get that square design. Okay, so just in case you're working with some mathematical or a scientific sort of a content, you want to have a square of some sort, okay, or some specific definition when you're dealing with some content, or rather some context. You need a square number, and you could dial that in. You could like squeeze that number lower, and then use that functionality. The fourth line, the fourth line from top to, it has no specific name for that. So dial that number in, or rather lower, in case you want the numbers to be lower. Okay, to make that square type of a design. Okay, when you're dealing with stuff that it requires using square numbers. Okay, so the eighth one would be a rotation. Okay, so you want to like go once I dial in on it, you can see each specific letter starts to rotate. Okay, just sometimes when you're dealing with graphic designing, you need your fonts to rotate. It has all these different degrees as a default. Of course, you could dial in the numbers to do. Okay, and then all these all caps. Okay, for example, if I click that, I'll be in capital letters, and you click again to like it'll be in default, and then all these will be in small caps. These are all caps, small caps, small but in capital letters, and these are rather small, superscript, just in case like different selections that you need. If you like go back to default, and if you need probably an underline, you could just push that. So you wouldn't have to, the stupid way to do it is to use the line tool to like drag a line underneath. You could do that, but it's not, well, it depends, okay? It's not really stupid, but, just a way to do it, and then but the underline is actually right there, okay? You click on it, it'll disappear, and then if you want a line to go through instead of underline, you can click that. Works like if you have experiences using Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, any Office type of a like app, works the same. Okay, so the default, it says English UK, so you could probably have it as a language that you prefer. Well, it'll probably have. I've never really used this, but it'll probably like have a like the numbers that you dial in will mostly fit into the specific language that you selected. Okay, for now, I don't want to really get into that type of detail. You could try it on your own if you prefer another language that you desire. Okay, this sharp over here, I wouldn't mess with that. Just leave that be. But just in case that there is like a crisp and a strong type of a selection, this is like you can't really tell the difference unless like you like save your file, you export it as a PDF. Okay, you could probably tell a little difference. It's sort of like a anti-aliasing type of a functionality, but just don't worry about that. Okay, and all these underneath the snap to with all these functionalities, I wouldn't mess with these yet. I don't want to like complicate do too many complications to mess you guys up. So just leave these be for now. So you could also like make selections, different fonts by selecting on the characters panel or up on top on the type panel. This will always change according to your tool, or rather go to the properties panel. You could work everything out right down here also on properties panel. Okay, so that's most of the type tools for you, but there's a little bit more. Okay, when we're dealing with type, we deal with paragraphs. Okay, so sometimes your paragraph would rather be like located right beside the your character panel, right on the probably right on the right side. So if it's not there, you look for your paragraph right within that, also within that tag. Within that type tag, you'll see your paragraph panel. Okay, so let's talk about that paragraph panel. It's easy to work with. Okay, just in case that. So we'll go through this really quick. There are a couple of selections you could select. The default will probably be the one on the very, very left. It says align left. Okay, that which means that all the sentences or all the context will be aligned toward the left. Okay, so this is the default. Okay, but sometimes when you're doing graphic designing, for example, you want your context to be aligned in the middle. Okay, so once I click that one in the middle, notice that everything will be like on the left and right would have like spaces. Which means that everything is lying in the middle. Okay, you will probably work sometimes when you're in situations that you need your sentences to be aligned to the right. You could click on that to see the differences. Okay, and sometimes we work with this fourth one. Okay, I work with it a lot. Okay, sometimes because when you're dealing with align left, okay, you will probably have like some sentences like cut down to to have a sentence or a word cut in half. Okay, you won't see a smooth right alignment. Okay, so you want to select on but this depends on the situation. It's like, so sometimes I have to like go to the one in the middle, which is the fourth one, which means that it aligns like toward the left and the right. Okay, yeah, so which fits in the whole space area. Okay, but notice that the second line or sentence rather, or these letters has more space in between all these sentences. In between these letters. Okay, that's the this functionality wants to like, because it wants to align both on the left and the right. So some sacrifices has to be made. So the second sentence over here, it's sort of like has like it made like extra spaces in order to fit that alignment toward the right. Okay, so you use it accordingly. Okay, sometimes I use it depending on the context. Okay, sometimes I just use the default. Okay, but when you use default, the right side would always have a open. Okay, the rest, okay, align on the left and the right, and then also the middle. I use this a lot when I'm designing websites. Okay, sometimes websites you might have like sections. You do design according to. So you might have a app on your phone which has like context. Sometimes phones on apps on phones use this type of a circuit. They use this as a some certain standards you have to use this. Okay, this is to align toward the right, and then also align toward the left. But the sentence basically leans toward the right. Okay, so these is all even. Okay, so just all lines are split from to left and right alignment. Okay. Okay, so these are the differences. Okay, mostly we just leave it on default. Okay, and then the second one is to have like bullets. Okay, just in case that if you have like, if you're dealing with probably essays or some specific category you want your viewer to understand, you might have like bullets. So you want to go to that specific area that you want to dial in that bullet. You just click on that to make that bullet happen. Okay, instead of like, for example, I want to copy this without the bullet. Some of you might does not have the knowledge of making bullet. You might want to like go to that Eclipse tool and try to like make that little dot right there, and then try to put it in front of that that paragraph or that sentence. Okay, that's a way to do it, but it's it's nice to know that there is a functionality in which you could just dial in that bullet. Okay, if you push that, the bullet will be there. Okay, of course, besides bullet, you could like have other options. You could like click on that triangular drop down menu. It could be a empty out circle, or a square if you prefer, or maybe a dash line. Okay, so I think the Office applications has like similar functionalities. So you could work with that. Okay, so these on this icon over here on the right, it shows numbers. Okay, so it works the same. Instead of like bullet points, you work on numbers. Okay, so I won't really go into detail regarding that. Of course, there are drop-down menu. You could use like Roman numbers, or like ABCs. Yeah, you could work with that. Okay, so as for now, I just click none. Okay, let's go through a little bit of some of these. Like the first one is to default always be in 0. Okay, either no matter what system you use or what type of unit you use. Like if I want to dial in on that first one, notice the space on the left alignment, it squeezes in. Okay, so the more you dial, the more it shovels to the right. Okay, so I want to have that down to 0 again. And the one on the right, of course, is for the right side to squeeze into the left. So you'll have more spacing toward the right. Okay. Sometimes you need sometimes there's situations when you're dealing with that graphic design, you need more space on the right. So you rather than drag on the space, just dial in on that number. Okay. So that's one way to do it. Okay. So when you're dealing with paragraphs, it's always like the first line, you could have like some indent. Okay. We would normally I will always use like indent using like for probably 2 letters. The third indent will begin your sentence. I think it looks nicer. Okay. So that's to deal with indent. Okay. And the next one, like if you have like another probably or I'm dealing probably with like a website or some sort. Okay, if your content is like too close to your to a previous content where in which like you can't really tell if it's a same sort of a I need these two to be in 2 separate. I need some spacing between to separate these contexts. So if it's like too close, you could always select probably the one on the bottom or something. There's always this space before paragraph. Dial that in to get that before. So you need your cursor to be top of that. Oops. Okay, I'll make that another. Okay, that would be a default. Okay, default is good. Style in some numbers for you guys to see. And if I need any space before that content, I could. Okay, let's have that. Okay, a little bit of error over here. Let me figure what's wrong with it. Okay, it's not working. Okay, why is that? Okay, probably because I haven't dialed. You have to get the cursor right in front of that to make it. It does not work. There's some reason that it does not work. I don't know why yet. Maybe I'll figure it out if you guys know. Well, it's just that when you dial in that number, you're actually the whole paragraph will drop to leave a space right on top. There's probably something I didn't select, so it's not doing that. So I'll figure out if you guys know. You guys could also give it a try, okay? Because sometimes I don't deal like with these functionalities every day. So sometimes like it's like probably some type of okay, does not work right there. Okay, if there's some reason that it does not work, I'll let you guys know. Okay, but it's just like it'll try to like leave some space before each paragraph or leave a space underneath a paragraph. Okay, that's the function. That's what the function is for. Okay, just for your information. Okay, it's not something that important. You can always like move your paragraph. So in case you want to like dial in on it, it's there. Okay. So that's the paragraph panel for you. So so we worked with the character, the paragraph, and the some of the fonts. So for the fonts, you can always have like different fonts, and then different like if I'm working with maybe a Grill Sand might have like a different characteristics. Like ordinarily, it's in regular. You can always click for the reason the why I picked Grill Sand. You might not have Grill Sand because I downloaded this. You could have it in a like a semi-ball or a semi-ball like and a ball or a ball like extra ball depending on your needs. Okay, so these are specific uh selections you can make for your font. Okay, so that is almost all that's to it. I want to talk a little bit of the colors. Okay, so remember, like your fonts will always be in fills. Okay, it could be in, of course, could be in any color. Okay, for example, my name over here, I'll click and select a blue color. Okay, it could also have like a border. Okay, for example, over here, I'll have a red border to let you guys tell the difference. Okay, I want to thicken that border up. Okay, notice that as I thicken the border, okay, the blue parts gets like dissolved. Okay, so why is that? Remember on our last session that your okay, if you go to the appearance panel, okay, the border or the stroke is actually eating up the your fill. Okay, just for your reminder, we can always go to the our stroke panel, or rather, you could go to the properties panel, or rather, go to Windows and then look for stroke. Okay, okay. If you have your stroke panel out, okay, you can always like dial this to use this align stroke to make it, go to the. Okay, it's not working because it's a font. Okay, now it's working. Okay, just lag. That's why it's not working. Wait for it because I have like the webcam going on. Okay. Oh no, it's actually not working. Okay. Now why is that? Okay. Because like fonts are works a little bit differently. Okay. Because fonts are fonts. Okay. They are not graphics yet. Okay. So you won't be able to do some any changes. For example, I might want to like change a specific design to make it probably like a logo type or some sort. I won't be able to do it when it's like in a font type of view. Okay. Okay. I think let's give it a rest a minute. Okay. So let's take a break for 10 minutes and I'll go into that and let's come back. Okay. 13 after 2. Okay. Okay, it's doing that buzz again. So okay, OK, I'll say this in Chinese. OK，好，那个有没有就是同学们，就是每次第一个会到，都会到第一个会到。我需要一个小老师就是每次我们上课前去旁边那个办公室就紫色门的那一个，跟助教拿一个，就是拿这边钥匙帮我开个门因为那个就是不然的话，我怕大家是来都会，我就需要一个小老师帮我开门就好了所以有没有自愿的有没有自愿的同学？没有自愿我就指定有没有同学？我看每次都第一个到的好，那我等一下那个我点的话就是你每次都要第一个到有没有自愿的？就觉得我每次以后都会第一个会到，然后我帮忙开个门这样去旁边那个紫色的门西班要个钥匙而已因为今天他们跟我讲说我要指明一个小老师那个玉蝶同学在吗？有没有来？没有来 先休息啊，
先休息。但是没有人要做什么事。
对，你要嘛，
对，
好，
那就开。
对，就是你知道哪里还要点，就是
我知道，
对，你会跟那个助教说，你这个之前有没有课，就是午餐之前之类的。
对，我有之前有。
OK， 好，
或午休。
对，你反正你让他下课就直接去跟他拿钥匙。
对，
你这样不要等着午休了，他有时候万一他不在。
哦，
反正你让他课结束，你就去拿钥匙了。然后我觉得差不多了，你就过来看一下。
这场之后是不是还有课
啊？
这场
之后还有课，所以说你就把
我只要开，我就
开，然后就那个钥匙，我们就留这边就好了。对，或是你先留着好了，我再问助教说怎么样，因为下一行那个软性带会放进去，这样就开完之后就摆这里就好了。
那
就是
放那
好，让我记一下，对。是谁？啊 ，OK， 需要是打标就好了，对，找记录一下，对，感谢你的声音好的，对，是，那等等，啊，这里，你要干嘛？点名啊，没有加进去吗？哦，OK， 好。这样，先本农的话，先用私有吧。哦，不免费的话，你的那个什么东西啊？如果是幼儿学之外类似功能的话，我们那个 classroom 下面如果开一个类似，可以就是试试看啊。那或者是 So,好，可以到这种人老看，一下。哦，OK，把你的这样我要这个啊，那个，对，看了就知道，自己找的。Okay, let's begin with our second section. Okay, so we'll be dealing with like fonts, right? Yeah. And let me close the door. Okay, I noticed that some of you have like some software issues, like you wanna like if you're using Photoshop, you have to like of course you're a student, you could like they have like a student plan or some sort in which like you have to pay so much. This is what I do. I pay monthly as a monthly subscriber. I also use this as my other design projects. Okay, because I actually own a design agency in which I do some design for my clients. Okay, so it's they Adobe tools are pretty handy to use. Okay, so of course there are other alternatives that if you can't use Illustrator, as I said, like Infinity Designer is a pretty good tool, and just in case that you really want to like work on the on using Illustrator, but you don't have the money and you're searching somewhere and then see how you could like have like access to the application. But there's this one place you could look for, okay? GFX domain. I don't want you to look for anything here, okay? I don't, in case you want to look for any software or something like that, you don't want to go here, okay? I have to warn you, okay? So just remember, GFX domain, you don't want to look for anything here, okay? It's illegal, okay? So I want to warn you guys. Okay, get the idea? So, okay, so that's it for now. Okay, pay for your software and use it wisely, okay? And so don't use illegal application at that website, okay? So you guys get the idea. Okay, so here's the okay, we're dealing with fonts, okay? But I want some designing, like a design. I might want to design a logo type in which I want to use a font as a basic structure of my design. For example, probably okay, any kind of brand, okay? But I can't change any, there's no anchor point. I can't change anything, okay? I'm just like moving all over the place with the fill and the border, and I won't be able to like do anything with it. What shall I do? Okay, I want to like turn off the stroke first. I'll probably change this to a larger type of a font, and I think I have that like space to. Well, I just leave it be. Okay. If I want to change any design on this font, what should I do? Okay. First of all, you have to go. You have to view it as a. You want to go to type first, okay? And then you go to type. There's this function. It says create outline, okay? It should also work if you click on the right key of your mouse. Okay, it should also it's also there. It says create outline. This is very important. You have to remember this. When you're dealing with font, you want to make it into an image. You want to turn it into a vector graphic. You have to create outline. Once you, but I always suggest you have a backup. Okay, so always copy it in case you want. You made a bad choice. Okay, you want to select on that object or that font rather. Go to type, create outline. Once you click on it, notice that there are many anchor points which appear surrounds that font. Now you'll be able to make changes. Okay, for example, I can select on a specific anchor point and then use the direct selection tool to move it. I want to rather add a anchor point, and then for this P right here, I want to like bring a sharp point toward that left side of it. And then maybe for the L, I want to like make it as a sort of like a one type of a shape. So I want to click two anchor points and then make that one anchor point in the middle stick out. So it forms like the same shape as the P. Okay. So this way you could like really like adjust your fonts to be used as a graph or rather a vector graph. Okay, so like for example, the space between these two letters. Okay, I could always use this direct selection tool to click and drag to make to select that U and L area and then bring it closer, okay, to that A. Okay, and then I might want to do some design, additional design for that space right there. There's a couple of ways to do it. I could click at that anchor point, try to drag that in to make it connect to the U, but it's not like to probably hold down on that handle to curve it a little bit to make that bend a little bit. Okay, so you want to collect that A to the U, and then maybe the A to the P. Okay, so there's another way to do it. You can always make an extra piece by using the pen tool to build that shape up to that A area right there to to bring it down to that P, and then maybe like round it a little bit so it'll like blend in with that P. Okay, so these are for that extra piece right there. Okay, I could select everything. I don't think I have talked about the Pathfinder tool. I think a little bit. Yeah, you could select everything, use the Pathfinder tool to like join everything together. Now it's in one piece. Okay, so that is how you can manipulate your characters using the just by using the font, by using the create outline and make it into a vector graphics. Okay, and then to do all these adjustments. Okay, and then remember the last time we talked about a little bit about the appearance panel, which is the sun looking icon on the right, or rather, if you're working on older version, if it's not there, or if you're working on a different workspace, you could go down and look for that appearance panel. Okay, once it pops up, you could click on your item. Because I had it in using Pathfinder, it'll be in a group. Okay, last time we talked about grouping your items. Okay, when your items are in groups, they're always like individual items. Okay, you want to right click on it and then ungroup your items. Yeah, so you can see the content within this appearance. Okay, you go to the appearance, you could like see the stroke. I have it in blue. Of course, I could go here and change to any color that I desire. I could go to stroke and then probably pick another color, maybe a bluish color, and then probably outline that stroke. Okay, but of course it's eating up that green fill. Okay, remember appearance panel works somehow like the layers. Okay, layers, I just talked a little bit about it because I think most of you at least like have some knowledge using Photoshop. So of course you could work using the layers panel, but rather you could go to the appearance panel, drag down on that stroke, make it under the fill. So you could make sort of like a outline of that fill color. Okay, maybe a blue. So that fill now it's in front of that stroke. Okay, of course I could always bring that value up on that stroke to make that border bigger. Okay, all right, this is just that leftover anchor from that piece. I didn't like align it good, so but let's just make it be. Okay, so we have this logo type. Okay, notice that it's in two pieces because I ungroup the object. You can always like select all of it and then try to group it again. Yeah, it's there on the right key. I didn't see it the last time, but it's there. Now, once you group it, like you can make it like you could put it anywhere. Okay, you could like put it on the side. Maybe you're working on a report or something, or a design of some sort. Okay, and then you could have like some content. Okay, for example, we just talked about the if I have like a sort of a structure like this, but in which the content is like running beside the logo. could do something like this, okay? Yeah, so all the content will be surrounded by the, I mean, that rather the logo will be surrounded by some contents, okay? Okay, I think I talked enough for now because we have like another half an hour uh for you guys to do a little practice. So for today, all these demonstrations that I did, I want you to try to design your name, okay? Using the font or the characters panel, and by turning it into an outline and then do some design with it, any kind of a design. You want probably some shape with it, and and probably a context of some sort surrounding your logo. Okay, do a little bit of a uh, layout. Okay, sort of like this, but try to make it pretty. Okay, so I'll leave uh, the the rest of the time to you guys for you to like try to understand what I did. Today will be mostly on uh, font and designs regarding using the character pen. Okay, if you have any questions, welcome to come here and I'll do uh, individual explanation. Okay, so I'll go to our Google Classroom and I'll open up another practice. I'll upload this image as a demonstration and yeah, do accordingly. Okay. Have any questions? Welcome to ask. So this will be our practice for the day. Oh yeah. For those of you who are here, please join in our Google Meet and type in your ID and your name for to show your attendance. Thank you. Student ID, okay? Okay, I have here like our instructions. Okay, what does it say? Okay, design your name as a logo using type panel and have some context surrounding the logo shown, like the attachment demo. Okay, so this is just a demo of what I just did. Something like this, but prettier with your name and some content surrounding and paragraphs surrounding the your logo, or rather your name. Okay. So, have any questions? Welcome to ask. I said I'm going to try to upload what our previous sessions. I got busy. I didn't do it last week. Sorry about that. But this week, I promise, for including today's session, I'll upload it on the YouTube. I'll have the links down on the message board over here to see, in case that you miss out on our previous sessions. You'll try to you want to understand what's going on or what to do. I'll have everything uploaded because I have already everything recorded. That's why every time I use the Google Meet, it's actually to also do a recording. Okay, so everything is actually recorded. If anything that's not, everything goes well, you'll be able to see anything that you missed, okay, or anything you rather want to review, you'll be able to see it. Okay, so have any questions? Welcome to ask. Okay, yeah, sure. Full name? No, of course not. Yeah, any name that you please. Okay. Okay, to username is just a, that's something to work with. So you could, if you want to type in Nike or McDonald's, anything that you like, okay? It's just for you to have a practice, okay? Well, using your name, you can think, okay, some characteristic, when you're dealing with design. Because a lot of times, like you're given a task by your clients, okay, this is a brand, okay, what kind of design you could come with it. So it's sometimes it's kind of a practice to to be directed. You have to use something for that design. So your name, yeah, maybe probably username. Okay, if you're too shy to use your name, use something else. I wouldn't mind. Okay. Yeah,
Not make it whatever I want, or I need to make the same color and the same
just whatever you want.
whatever I
Yeah.
want. But the star is in the same way. The star one.
Start anything you want. Okay.
Oh, anything I want.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. For your information, this is just a demonstration. Okay. You could use whatever shape or whatever color, whatever design that you come up with. Okay. You don't have to follow exact my my demonstration. Okay. This is just you know a demonstration, literally. Okay. So don't copy exact the same. Okay. Okay, use any color, any design that you prefer. Okay. So it's just a reference. Reference. And just out of curiosity, um, Mongung Toso, how do I pronounce your name? It's a long name. The still ID which ends with 0011. Yeah. So how do I pronounce your name? Moon Gong Joe. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit mouthful, but just out of curiosity. Thank you. So where are you from? Mongolia. Okay. Okay, I think that would be it for today. If you're done, if you're finished, you'll be like you'll, you'll be good to leave. And make sure to leave your student ID or name on our Google Meet to show your attendance. And yeah, to finish and then try to finish your project. And I'll see you guys not next week because next week actually a national holiday, right? Oh no. I'll see you next week. Yeah, that will be on Tuesday. No, that's my other class. Sorry. So I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the wrong info. Yeah. Okay. I see. I still see some of you joining. Okay. Hurry up. Like type your name in. All right.